Hi, welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You will watch us drinking 1 liters of beer whilst talking about shies. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the 1 Liter.
Hey, this is Phil and
Joel. How are y'all doing?
It's one of our very first podcast recordings and we've already forfeited on our 1 liter tradition.
Yes.
Instead of 1 liter of beer, we didn't have enough time to go out to the Bavarian to get the 1 liter, but we've had a homemade Long Island iced tea.
That's right, one of Philip Geeth's Long Island iced
And as you can see, the effects are quite stunning with the alcohol content these Long Islands.
I can't even pronounce our co-host's last name. I'm too inebriated. Anyways.
Our co-host being Pickles the Moodle.
Pickles the Moodle. So fluffy. So cool.
So cool.
Anyways, Phil, so I wanted to ask you, where on this planet, let's say you make it to 100 years old. You are an old man. But modern technology, obviously, maybe it's going to be 2060, maybe 2070. I'm not going to do the calculations because, like we said, we are inebriated. So, right.
So I've obviously got a...
You've got a lot of money.
Oh,
This
okay.
is with modern technology. You know, cancer is cured. The life expectancy is maybe 100 plus. And you're doing very well for yourself.
I've got a Neuralink
from
Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm. You've got the chip. You've been to the moon a couple of times.
Nice.
You even did some consulting in Saturn. Ooh. Now, you're home, you're elderly, you're feeling like you're slowing down a bit. Where would you like to retire on Earth?
On Earth.
Keep in mind that global warming has been abolished and we're doing very well for ourselves.
So every beachfront city is still
populated,
beachfront and
beautiful.
great.
Yeah.
Right.
Philip Geeth, 100 years old, multi-millionaire, traveled, explored, entrepreneur, entre.
He wakes up in the morning, looks out his window, and he sees.
Begs his prostate to release a little urine. It's swollen again. However, we do have antibodies and some kind of quick pill to organize this because, again, modern technology and modern medicine will be improved. Well, I am a monkey's uncle.
I am obviously waking up to my alarm that has just gone off on my Galaxy S75.
75. What kind of tune is it? Your preference?
Oh, I think it's too futuristic for us to know. It'll be what we would call relaxing music in the future, which would be something like
I love this beat.
That is what we relax
And
to.
have you noticed that songs are getting shorter? I remember songs in the 80s and stuff went for like 8 minutes. The 90s maybe like 6 or 7 minutes. These days, a good song will go for 1:30 and people beg for more. So like,
Do you know the minute 30? But how's the fade out? The fade out is gone.
Yeah.
There is, the fade out. There used to be fade outs.
we just have a cut and just cuts.
But the song ends with some sort of reverb, maybe like
yeah,
or like.
true.
But in the 80s, it was just the main beat was just going, and then
just
it would
keep-
just fade out.
Yeah.
And then when they play live shows, they'd be like, "We're fucked. What do we do?
Yeah.
How do we fade it out?
Just sweating on stage, eh?
Do we just keep playing it?"
Yeah.
The fade out is dead. I don't think
gone.
I've heard. It would be interesting to see what the most modern song is that was released with a fade out. There's probably one released like this year. Someone's done it. Someone's been like, I want to bring back the fade out.
Yeah, let me ask you this. A non-remixed or non-heavily produced, what was the last good, just like regular song you heard, maybe on the radio or YouTube, that really touched you?
Regular song.
Regular song. example.
We'd have to pull up the
So the
Spotify histories, because if it's in my liked list, we are.
As you can hear, ladies and gentlemen,
highly intoxicated.
I cannot keep my hand on the drink.
So if we go to liked songs, there could be anything.
I got to tell you, while you're looking for that response, I have really been enjoying Doja Cat lately. I mean, not only her singing, but her rhymes, the cadence, the way she, goes along with the beat. Her patterns are just brilliant.
I gotta get into that. I gotta listen to some Doja Cat.
Oh, hell yeah.
In my car rides.
I mean, there's so many great songs, but she just has that one Streets, that Streets, like, God.
So I gotta clarify. Mm-hmm. Are we talking mainstream song?
Let's go anything, but I mean, I'd say mainstream because it's like a lot of any listeners would be able to relate,
Because there's like a lot of songs that I enjoy that have just been released because they're in my genre or they're niche to what I listen to. But it would be surprising, a Jason Derulo song.
Really?
Do you know Acapulco?
Maybe. I don't really listen to him.
So it's very mainstream.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he says it. He always says it.
Of course. Just to let people know it's Jason, right? Not bad.
Yeah. Like that's...
Alright, what's the name of that song?
It's very funky. Acapulco.
Alright, so Philip is 100 years old. He's got an old-timey kind of like, replayed old songs. Acapulco wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Oh no, COVID's gone, so there's no coughing in the future.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe in the future, because there's no disease or any kind of like affliction that weighs on humanity, perhaps humans like deliberately cough or like me, right? I'm 30 years old today. Like I don't have sore.
Today?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I forgot to remind you. Yeah, it's my birthday today.
What the fuck?
Dude, April 1st.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, man. Dude, I didn't even remind you. I'm 30 years old.
Your birthday is on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
Have
crazy.
you done
Dude,
wow.
I didn't even tell you.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
He's been here for like 2 hours.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like,
more than that.
I've never been a big birthday person, so it's like, for me, it's another day. However,
I fucking slips it. Oh, I'm 30 years old today.
I digress.
Big 3-0.
I don't have sore achy bones, but when I get up from if I've been sitting on the couch for like watching a movie for 2 hours, I get up and go, ugh,
I make the noises.
Yeah, people make the noises. So maybe in the future, human beings won't necessarily need to cough or anything but they'll still do it anyways because it's like an old thing we did. And then the future,
I look old, I should be coughing.
Yeah, and the future generations are like, why do you do that? Or they probably wouldn't even sound like that. They'd be like, do that, because every dialect will be split and mixed.
Not even just dialect, but the young generation, it'll become so infested with internet slang. So they probably won't go, why do you do that? They'll be like, do that.
Yeah.
And that means, why do you do that?
Dude, you totally read it in 420, do that,
Do that.
Yeah. Every time I say that, I get a sponsorship. A sponsorship gets sent to my brand, and if I don't click in 30 seconds, I don't get paid 50 cents. Something fucking weird.
Yeah.
Weird,
Yeah. So basically, I'm 100, but when I'm 100, if there's all this technology, I do plan on being fit. So I'm 100, I'm sleeping.
Like a vampire in a coffin?
Yeah, and then
wakes you up.
And then fucking... And I go... I am awake.
You flex.
Just for show.
A couple of coughs just to show that you grew up in an era that was full of strife and...
I am aged.
Yeah.
I've witnessed a pandemic.
Yeah. So for us these days, right? We'll look back on people who served in World War II or Vietnam or something, or the Afghan War, and we'll be like, wow, you guys are brave. You had bullets flying over your head. But kids in the future will be like, wow, you grew up with COVID and disease was killing people. You cough, you're so cool. Can I be like you, Dad?
The reminder.
Yeah.
Just remember, kids. This is what we dealt with.
Yeah.
It's what took out 0.04 of our population. 0.04%. Oh, that doesn't sound like a lot. Hey, shut up, man! Shut up! All right? Vaccines are mandatory!
Yeah. This is the law! What's the first thing you do in the future? You wake up?
Depends where technology is. I guess I'll brush my teeth unless it's done for me somehow. I'll probably have dentures.
Yeah. I will not be satisfied if we do not have automated, like, I've always dreamt of like urinating, like pissing in the morning, and then the computer, like the toilet's like, urination complete, removing of waste product now. You know, so it's like teeth
talking to you.
Yeah, teeth 99.89% clean. Small malfunction found in toothbrush mechanism. Will correct soon. You know, new Amazon 9000 sending to you. Like Amazon's like a global conglomerate now. It's like Amazon is like the planet's fucking.
Bezos has the biggest statue in the world. His memorial is just Jeff Bezos with his bald head. Just I'm so rich.
Yeah. His head's floating in a jar. You know. Hello, you are great. Yeah.
His head is still alive and active. His brain is still functioning somehow.
Jeff Brainsos. I love it. All right,
so we're waking up.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing was the location. I still can't make my mind up on a location.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want something sunny, warm? Do you want to return to the
I'm sunny warm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to any cold countries.
Well, I mean, I can only imagine that smog has increased in places like LA. We don't know how Australia's going.
When I'm 100?
Yeah, perhaps they've designed.
But we don't know because all the technology.
Well, we're being optimistic. We're looking at Earth as if things have been helped, but the way we're going now, things are pretty effed. So
yeah, we say that, but we also don't really hear enough reports. Apparently, China is like super pro environment. Like they are super pro anti-carbon. Like, as soon as they got their own scientists, they were like, hey, what's this global warming thing? Like, these people are talking about it. Is this even real? And then their scientists were like, yeah, we actually have a big impact. And they were like, oh, shice, change everything. But they didn't say shice because they're Chinese. I don't know what the Chinese word is. Never been there. Maybe that's why I want to retire. Who knows?
Perhaps. New Beijing. I have a funny story. So I went up to a Taiwanese girl at my old job back in Brisbane, and I said, how do you say white dragon? And she's like, Bai Long. And so I was like, cool, call me Bai Long from now on. She didn't, of course, because she's not a fucking asshole.
She's not like, I'm not calling you white
dragon.
dragon.
Exactly.
She's like, moron.
I didn't even know you, Guaylo. You know Guaylo? Yeah. So like Guaylo's like, I'm pretty sure like a white person or foreign or something. Like I think Japan, their word is like what's Japan's word for foreigner? It's like, or white person. It's like gaijin. So we're the Guaylo, right? And anyways, my job at the moment, I'm speaking to this guy called Kevin. He's Chinese. He's fully Australian. Like, hey man, how you going? But he's Chinese, like ancestry, whatever. His parents are fully Chinese. And I said to him I lied to him. I was like, yeah, but my old job, I had a lot of Chinese people work with me, and they used to call me Bai Long. He's like, what's that? And I was like, white dragon. And they always takes every Chinese person I spoke to a second, and they're like, oh yeah. And he's like, wow, really? Bai Long? They called you that? And I was like, yeah. Why do you look so surprised? He's like, because like in Chinese, most of like Asian cultures, Oriental cultures, however you want to say it without sounding offensive, obviously the dragon is different to ours. Like the Western culture, the dragon's like something to be feared and creepy. But in the East, like a dragon's like overcoming things, like a transformation. It's like it's the height. It's like the peak of peaks.
Right.
And so in the Chinese culture, being referred to any type of dragon is like the ultimate fucking compliment.
Oh,
you're like you're like the main boss, the emperor, like the dragon. So he was like very skeptical of the fact that people calling me dragon. He's like, you must have been really good at your job. I was like, yeah. It's like, call me Bai Long. He's like, no. It's like, so let's say you've achieved something and they call you Bai Long. All right, 100 years. If Jason Derulo has woken you up, an automated robot's cleaned your teeth. people call you Bailong, and you're living in let's just randomly just pick a place on the map. Sunny, it's warm,
Well,
maybe
you
somewhere
see-
in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it could be. Like, it depends. I do like Australia, but I could be living on an island somewhere. I could be living in the Bahamas or
Let's say you wake up, you're in the Bahamas.
the Bahamas.
Okay, you've
Yeah.
never been to the Bahamas?
Nope.
Neither have I. So let's just
Let's just
it's the
assume
Bahamas.
we would find it so intriguing and epic that that's where we'd want to retire.
Right.
I would want to retire, yeah.
Now keep in mind we're optimistic about the future.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone likes to dream. In the future, I want flying cars. I want exoskeletons. I want this. I want that. I want fucking whatever. This is all up to your imagination, all optimism. You wake up in the morning. What's the first thing you want to consume? The first thing you do, etc.
There would be some sort of variation of caffeine because it would be way more epic than caffeine. It wouldn't be so you wouldn't get so addicted. I don't want to say addictive. Addicted. You wouldn't get so like you wouldn't need it. Like it wouldn't be addictive where you have to wake up and you have to have it because otherwise you feel groggy. It would be some sort of magical drink that would just be like, oh, I feel clear and some sort of vitamin drink. Maybe it's kombucha.
All right, give me a fake name for the company, and then give me the infomercial. Thank you for consuming glycophil for a better future. When the world treats you wrong, glycophil treats you right.
When the world treats you wrong, have VitaCaff.
Oh, I like that. Full of vitamins and minerals. VitaCaff, sourced from organic materials and matter. Because it matters to us that you're healthy. VitaCaff, for fast, effective relief.
Relief.
Relief of a mundane existence.
Right. In pure happiness, because the world is fucking better than the way we're living now.
Apparently, yeah. Everyone's living in peace when I'm 100, apparently.
That's right, yeah.
We
So
all
you
get
wake
along.
up, you have your
VitaCaff.
VitaCaff, forgive me. You get up, you stretch, obviously.
I'm on the water.
You're on the water.
I'm on a beach.
Yep, the
If
crystal
I'm in,
clear
yeah,
blue water.
Yeah. If I'm in the island, there is beach. There is an infinity pool.
Of course.
Of course. So when I'm in my pool water, all I can see is beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, wunderbar.
What's the first thing you eat? Or does VitaCaff provide sustenance as well?
See, I'm assuming I don't have breakfast at the moment, so I'm assuming I'll still be doing that. And I'll just be waiting for lunch.
It's common knowledge, it's universal that human beings will obviously fast because it's better for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll be living if tonight's anything to go by, we'll be living a diet of just perfectly made Japanese sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Will be my lunch, dinner, and maybe breakfast.
What
but-
about protein cubes?
I
Please, yeah.
don't know about.
Greenco cubes, full of everything you need. Keep you full for 45 hours. You know.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
See, that would be great if you're living for a purpose of being fit and stuff, but you probably want to eat to enjoy it. You want to,
Totally.
yeah.
Because this is the problem. This is what I think. Most foods these days, and I'm not saying every food, but I'm saying a lot of foods these days are very easy to ingest, easy to chew.
Yeah.
Very gooey, chewy, you know. So like in the future, I pray that human beings don't lose our good jaws, don't lose our muscle strength, because like we're eating meat, we're chewing, and chances are meat isn't going to be as predominant in the future. So
Yeah.
So will we become slack-jawed, chinless, like squid creatures?
Creatures that can't fold towels
Yeah.
because we can't pinch them under our chins. They'll be non-existent.
Yeah.
How do we fold this?
Daddy, tell me how this used to happen. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay,
You
but
know.
maybe they're like every day. Make sure to use the Jaw Buster 9000 to keep your jaw strong. It's like the most popular thing in the world is like the sharpest, strongest jaw.
Yeah.
You have a strong jaw, you are noble. You're proud.
Got a strong jaw, got a strong life. You got a jaw, you got a life.
Yeah. The president or like the leader of the world, if we have some kind of global fucking leader, he's like, He's got the sharpest jaw and like the biggest chin.
So-
It's President Chin. And he's not even Chinese.
Someone does an analysis of the correlation between the chiseledness of the jaw and how many votes they get in the elections. And it won't be a two-party system. There'll be like 10 leaders running for the presidency role. I don't know if we want to call it that because it might be a global... after the Great Reset, you know, there might be just a global leader and our currency will just allow us to buy protein cubes.
Exactly.
You can't spend it on anything else. But also every drug will be legal. So...
Do you want to take heroin this weekend? No, I feel like taking methodolaclecline, you know? It's like some kind of future drug, you know?
And your Neuralink will say, oh, you've taken heroin 3 weekends in a row. We can wean you off this with some rehab. You know?
Take this pill.
You have a problem,
Yeah.
we'll get you out of it. It's not just, oh my God, you have heroin, you are a criminal, you need to be locked up for the rest of your days. Who knows? Speaking of Neuralink, in an Elon Musk interview, he gets asked about, is it possible to like do like a Neuralink straight to the brain orgasm, and are they good? And apparently, like his reaction was just like, oh, they are 100 times better. A brain orgasm.
Like he's done it before?
Well, I don't know. He probably hasn't done it because he doesn't have a Neuralink, but apparently there's been experiments and stuff where
they
you induce the part of the brain that's orgasm.
Yeah.
And like, imagine just having like, here, download your orgasm app on your phone that links to your Neuralink, and you just, every morning you just be like, ah! Zing! Zing! So, good morning.
Clean up droid. Cleaning semen samples.
But would there be semen, or is it literally just a brain gasm? Like, is it just?
Yeah, true. Could you block some kind of like messy? Yeah. I have a funny thing about the brain, because I mean, at this stage in our life, we don't really understand how someone with what's it called, autism. We don't understand if autism is a good thing or a bad thing. We know socially it's not as productive, but I'm no expert, but given
focus
and tasks, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I remember watching a video. It was either on YouTube or some other kind of like maybe Nat Geo or something like nature. But basically, they took. Oh, I'm blasting. They took a bunch of guys in the military, and do you know those like stations in the military where they sit in front of the computer and they operate drones? It was kind of one of those operations. Yeah, so it was like somewhere in the Middle East or back in America, but they had these people looking at a filmed. It was like a video of like footage of like known terrorist operatives and just civilians in like a Middle Eastern town, and they were walking in and out of a building and stuff, and it was from like drone footage, and basically they described to the people with autism, okay, this person here is a known threat, this person here is a known threat, this person's a target, etc., and they gave them a full brief, and then they played the video. And they had to watch it, and because there's a lot of traffic going on and people coming in and out, they're all wearing headdresses and stuff, so you couldn't really focus. It was hard for them to focus, but they found that the people with autism had like 95 or really high percentage of like being able to identify these people. And then they had regular US soldiers who weren't autistic. They had to go on there and watch, and they had like a really low score of like 40 or 50 or 60. Again, I'm paraphrasing. I'm completely wrong with my statistics. And then what they did was they put like so when the autistic people were doing the study and they were getting really high marks, they had a machine on their head and they were studying, they were following the areas of the brain that were being
activated.
So then they kept those areas, and then when the non-autistic people, Marines, went in there, they activated the part of the brain using this machine on the non-autistic people. So at first they got low grades, then they fired the part of the brain using like stress sensors and and they got equally or as good of scores as the autistic people with identifying. So for all we know, autistic people are the next step in evolution.
It's like a superpower that we thought was just, oh, you can't socialize.
Yeah.
Just,
why are you so weird?
Yeah.
They're just like ultra. So maybe in the future we can find a way of harnessing that super sharp, like extra part of our cognitive ability, but at the same time being totally cool, being able to talk to the chicks, being able to orgasm without coming everywhere, Hey,
exactly.
What's up? My name is Gunter. In the club. He's talking to some hot babe. She's like, it's like apps in the future. What's your cum rate? How many times you cum this week? He's like, you know what, baby? I came 2 times, and I've used this like Semen Buster 9000 app 30 times this week.
Buster 9000.
She's like, so every morning for 30 days you've got up and like activated the pleasure centers and like exploded, but you've only come twice in 30 times. Yeah. He's like, yeah. She's like, you are made for me. Your chin is sharp. You are noble.
The chin?
Yeah. So.
Your chin is sharp for a president.
You're like the president. Yeah. So. You've woken up. You've ejaculated. But
in the brain.
In the brain.
That's
That's right. Yep. An automated robot has brushed your teeth. The sun's there. You've jumped into the crystal clear blue waters of the Fijian coast.
Oh, Fiji, yeah.
Oh, where did you say you were?
Good word.
Bahamas.
Fiji.
They're both the same crystal clear water, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You jump into water. Next minute, you see a shark, a hungry, emaciated shark just beelining towards you. What's going on in the future? How do you defend yourself?
Easy.
I've
got pet dolphins.
Ooh. What are their names? You've got 3 of them.
Oh. I've been put on the spot. My dolphins are I can't
One's name's
creative.
Squeaker.
I can't have creative dolphin names off the top of my.
We have Squeaker, Hammer, and Kleiner.
Kleiner because he's a very small little dolphin.
Yeah. But he is strong-willed.
He is strong-willed, and he knows how to fend off the sharks.
Kleiner is first on the scene, followed by Squeaker. How do you call them?
I would hope that I don't have to.
This shark is hungry, dude.
These dolphins are probably smarter than me, even with my Neuralink.
What
actually,
are you doing?
have we learned to communicate with them?
Of course we have.
Because they are smart.
And they can even tell as well. They can read human beings by how many times they've fucking busted in their brain that morning. Phil, I see you're very relaxed because you've ejaculated this morning. You won't be able to defend yourself against the shark because you're super relaxed.
Did you know, I learned this on Kangaroo Island, do you know dolphins get high?
You're joking, on what?
So...
Do they lick a fucking starfish or something?
Literally. Pufferfish, apparently. They'll like
spiky
bite into a pufferfish and the toxin will make them high and then they'll just fucking chill around and be like,
oh my god, what is it? Here's the thing, what is it about species on this planet that are a bit more intelligent than others or a whole lot intelligent than others that choose to get high to just like, what, do they free themselves of this mundane existence?
Yeah, and I think it's just like we've evolved to be so smart that we're like, we want different sensory experience in the brain. We want our senses to be different and out of control and weird, and
I wish dolphins could breathe.
I can taste colours, you know.
I'd love to be able to walk into like a Subway or like a Hungry Jack's and it's like, how are you? It's like, can you imagine a dolphin like a full Hungry Jack's get up? You want a cheesy cheeseburger? Yeah.
But why is he on land?
That's true. Why aren't we in the ocean? You know? I mean, yeah. Like, do you know why human beings prune? Do you know why our bodies prune?
Why?
So we can grip to things better underwater.
Really?
That's why we prune, because we have better grip when our hands prune. We're partially designed to be aquatic creatures, you know?
Wow.
But
so it's not just a chemical reaction to our skin organ that is... But maybe it was designed...
It's designed so we can grip, yeah. But dude, like, let me ask you a question. I'll just say that I love swimming in the ocean. I love looking at the ocean, but like I'm terrified by the ocean.
Oh yeah.
The worst, my nightmare. If you could drop me in any nightmare situation, I'm talking dinosaurs, spiders crawling over me, a volcano. No, the scariest thing for me would be being in the middle of the ocean. I'm talking the middle of the ocean, no land in sight, giant titanic waves, and it's just pitch black. Can you imagine how fucking terrifying it is? And like you look, even when it's daylight and you look underwater in the ocean, it's just pitch black.
You see
like,
nothing.
What's down there? Is something looking at me, smelling my fucking stinker? Like,
yeah. Well, apparently we know more about space than we do about our own ocean.
The depths of the ocean. Yeah. And I mean, we've seen these things they dig up. They're just horrifying.
It's scary shit.
It looked like something that came out of Chernobyl, like Verkensklugen, you know, like this.
Yeah, or like those giant squids that apparently get into fights with sperm whales and they've never been seen alive.
Yeah.
Like they only wash up dead. Yeah, and they've got
like
all these marks or scars all over them.
That's terrifying.
Have you ever heard a sperm whale's sound that they make?
No.
No, it's like a clicking, and apparently it can be so loud it can kill you if you're in the water next to it.
You're joking.
Bring it up.
It's like
It's like
gunshots.
It sounds like a, but it's underwater, and because it's underwater, anything that's like really loud frequency in water, it can fuck you up because of the vibrations through the solid water.
Jesus Christ.
Look that shit up.
I have like no bars at the moment. Look at that. No bars.
Wow.
My 5G's 4G right now. I'm being
My 5G's a 4G. Well, when I'm 100, we're probably on 17G.
Oh, dude, totally. Welcome to 17G.
There's actually a German song about that. It's called iPhone 17, and he says all this weird shit like 10G and take my my preemptive pill because I'm gonna have a cough this afternoon, and shit. Google said I was gonna have a cough this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta take this pill.
That's so true though. I love that. That's classic.
Sperm whale sound. I'm surprised how chillaxed he was. He was sleeping on your leg.
Pickles is Philip's dog, by the way. I'm sure if those who are tuning into our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see. But I don't know. I've always had a good, calm approach to animals. You know, like I don't get scared. Like if I had a giant Rottweiler barking at me, I wouldn't flinch. I'd just be like, "Why are you barking, sweetheart? What's up?" You know, you got to get through.
Next minute, your jugular is in its mouth.
Yeah. Good point.
Here we go.
I wish we had some clean. So, the vibration is so strong that it can obliterate your brain, like. I'd use that for a horror film if I was a producer.
Yeah, man. It's like a machine gun.
Yeah, it's like Rambo's popping off in the sea.
But this is out of a phone speaker, so imagine that in the ocean. You just hear,
Yeah.
and it would just travel so far. That's how they basically know where they are.
I'd love to see what their voice boxes look like, because
man.
you know how they've dug up like old velociraptor bones, and they've like they blow into the wind pipe. Yeah, you know, like yeah, like what possesses it to click?
Yeah, that seems wild to me. Like, what is it? Is it actually like something moving? Like when we go, is it like their tongue just going?
Yeah, just giant tongue. I'd love to hear about. I mean, there's obviously those old tales of like pirate people and like Huckleberry Finn's are like old Whiskey Pete on the pirate ship Britannia like was eaten by a whale, you know, like in those old tourist stories, like like legit. Could you
swallowed by a whale?
Could you survive going down its esophagus and just like before being digested? Could you survive down there? And I'd love the story of like someone like modern day now, like a scuba diver being swallowed by like a giant sperm whale and being like with his fucking GoPro or something, like, I'm in a whale right now, guys. I'm gonna try to find its ass so I can get it out, you know,
like Pinocchio style.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I don't know, because there's so many stories, even of people coming out alive, and I'm like, And apparently it's like after hours and hours, I'm like, how did they breathe?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, would there be oxygen?
Or were they just resuscitated and they just have a unique body that can just be dead for a couple of hours and then be resuscitated?
Yeah, they're one of those cases. But can you imagine like surviving like a crazy storm, then a shipwreck, and then you get swallowed by a whale, and then you manage to break out of a whale and you're like thousands of leagues beneath the sea, and as you bust out of a whale's like blowhole, it's like fucking, it's fighting a giant octopus. You're like, fuck, you know, and you can't make your way because the pressure of the ocean. Fuck that. This is why I'm scared of the ocean. I'm happy on the land. I'm happy to admire the ocean, but fuck that, you know.
Does space freak you out?
No.
Really?
No. The thing is for me is like
endless nothingness.
That is quite scary. The scariest thing for me in space is like the fact that there could be like a tiny, smaller than a grain of salt rock traveling at like a gazillion miles an hour in space, and you could just be floating in space and that could go right to your brain. You're fucking gone, you know.
Well, yeah,
like,
true.
Like it's the tiny little bits of debris and other things that are traveling at like the light, crazy speeds in space that will just
go through you.
Basically,
yeah. It would just be like as if it was radiation, but it was actually a solid object. And
totally.
It's just gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Burnt clean through you. Like you don't even have. There's not even like an exit wound because it's so fast. It's just cut it clean
like
through.
A fucking lightsaber. Yeah. This is the thing though. This is funny. There's every single, because obviously we're still at the stage in human existence where, you know, our exploration of space isn't very, like, our technology and stuff always seems to fail. You watch any kind of like space film that's kind of set in our modern time or a bit earlier or a bit later, it's always like this broke down, or Houston, we have a problem with this or something, you know. We got up there and then something happens. However, one film that I really, really enjoyed that didn't get a lot of recognition, especially the year it came out, maybe it was 17 or 18, was Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. Dude, you have to watch it. It's brilliant.
Pitt?
Brad Pitt, yeah. His father is played by Tommy Lee Jones. And in the movie, Tommy Lee Jones is like a crazy good scientist, like a explorer, like a NASA explorer kind of thing. Like he's a great spaceman. And at some point out near Saturn, I think it is, or Neptune, or one of those, he loses his shit. And so they lose contact with like an exploration vessel. And Brad Pitt's his son, and obviously he's like had to grow up in his father's shoes. And so he's like an astronaut, and he's like kind of like hanging out doing around like Earth's orbit and the moon and stuff, and like he's like well known. And then the bigwigs call him in and say, look, your dad has gone missing, and this is the last recording we have of him. And it was like something like real distressing, like almost like losing his mind. And they're like, we kind of, I can't remember, it's been a couple of years, but I think they want to kill him, but they want to see if Brad can speak to him first, see if he can sway him. So he goes up to the moon and then he flies to Mars, and in Mars there's like a nice facility and it's quiet and all the aesthetics are really nice. This is good cinematography. And from Mars, I'm pretty sure it's Mars, he has to go out on a ship and find his old man. And the great thing about that film is there's no moments where at any point in time in the ships or the transportation there's like malfunction or like hull breach or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like the whole time I was like expecting something bad to happen, but nothing bad happened. It was great. And then he makes his way out to fucking Neptune or wherever it was, Saturn, and it's like all blackness and then this blue hue of the planet and this tiny ship there, and he slowly gets closer to it, and it's horrifying. Like personally for me, like it was terrifying. It's like, holy fuck, he's out in the middle of nowhere. Like
nowhere.
If his ship crashes or anything, it'd just be like stranded in the ocean without an oar. You're fucked.
You're probably a lot more fucked because you are.
Oh yeah.
You are.
There's no land.
Months and months away from anything else, or years.
Try typing in on YouTube Ad Astra, finding Dad or something like that, or Saturn or something. Try Ad Astra Saturn, AD, yeah.
AD.
Oh, it's like separate word, Astra.
Ad Astra.
Oh, there we go, Neptune. Sorry, Neptune. Just try Neptune, yeah. But like he makes his, and like honestly, dude, like I loved Brad Pitt's performance in this as well, and nothing I didn't hear a fucking single word about it. People don't talk about it. Try the top one. He ends up finding his dad, but
we got no. Oh no, we do have sound. No, we got no sound. I think it's because it's recording. It won't play sound at the same time.
yeah. But oh no, this isn't the best example. But in the scene, Brad's like in the shit.
We'll have to watch the movie because it's quite new, isn't it?
Oh yeah, what year did it come? 2018. Yeah, or maybe 17 or 18. But I truly believe you'd like it. Like it's a good drama. It's not over Hollywoodized, you know. It's not like over dramatic. It's fucking good shit.
2019, yeah.
19, yeah.
Wow.
Dude, this, yeah. And honestly, like personally, my favorite performances of Brad Pitt were like Three Monkeys, where he plays that psycho, and maybe like Snatch. Brad Pitt's a great actor. Obviously, he did great in Fight Club and stuff as well.
Snatch is great.
Yeah. Where the fuck you in a caravan? It's gonna fucking wheels.
You like dogs?
You like dogs? Yeah. What? Oh, dogs.
Oh, you mean dogs?
But Ad Astra's up there, dude. He had great performance, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So, your dolphins defend you against the shark. The shark.
Sharks. The shark's gone. The shark never had a chance. It didn't stand a chance.
This is the future. Maybe sharks are being died out. Like, do you try to rehabilitate the shark?
Yeah, well, I mean, people are already trying to. Like every time something comes close to extinction, we're trying to balance it back out because we know we fucked up. Like,
dude,
it wasn't even that long ago where people were just literally just hunting animals as if they were just gonna be there forever.
As if they were Schweinherr.
As if they were just a endless supply of this creature. Oh, yeah, there's definitely an endless supply of elephant tusks. Let's just kill them all. Oh, hang on a sec. They're not growing up. They're not actually breeding. Oh, they're probably going to be gone.
Yeah. Dude, the Tasmanian tiger.
We're still doing that with oil, though.
Oh, totally.
Oil has a definite end to it. And we're still just like, yeah, let's just pull it out.
How many
run our cars off it.
Dead fossilized fucking fish or whatever produces oil is left, you know?
Yeah. But there's still so many large reserves.
Oh,
people are like, oh my god, if we can tap into that, we'd be the richest. Let's start a war.
Can you imagine just like living your normal day life and you bought a plot of land and then like you're digging fences or something and you crack a fucking oil, like, oh my god. Alright, here's a good question.
You'd be like, oh, this is the next war on my land. Great.
Yeah, totally.
Sick.
Yeah. When are the
Can't
Americans
wait.
getting here? Yeah. One of the biggest things that I always think about, I practically think about this at least 2 or 3 times a week. And it's not just a quick thought, it's like I think about it and then it takes over my mind for the next 4 or 5, 6 hours. And this is the thing, if I automatically just straight away, bam, got $60 billion in my bank account, just like that. I'm not going to say million.
Billion. Like,
let's
you're talking stupid money.
I'm not just saying 1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion, which is enough to be happy forever. Let's say 60 billion. A ridiculous amount of money. I'm talking like Forbes fucking up there. One of the biggest things for me is like being because let me say this right now, as growing up in a blue collar household and working for a gazillion different kinds of jobs, anybody who says money can't buy you happiness is fucking lying. I can tell you this right now. I've been in dire straits, financial straits, and I've always felt I've always felt better with money in my pocket.
Oh yeah.
Personally. But I can understand, like, it's almost like when you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're playing the whole game and it's great and like you're struggling but you still eventually you leave the game for a while and then you get back to it and you're able to complete a mission, and then one day someone gives you a list of cheat codes and you do the cheat codes and automatically you've got a jetpack and every gun you want and you can defeat the game quickly and easily, and then you're like, oh, this isn't really fun because I can just smash it out really easily.
Bored, yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing with money, you're bored. So that's the thing. But here's the fun thing. Like, let's say right here, right now, on the 1st of the 4th, 2022, at 9:55 p.m, Phil, you get $60 billion in your account right now. You just check your account, it's there. No ifs, no buts, no strings attached. What is the
And let's
first...
just assume we don't have to question it.
Yep,
It's just
no,
legitimate, and you
Mhm.
don't have to go, oh, my bank's fucked up.
Yeah, what is the first thing you would do right now? Not, oh, I take care of my family or this or that. Not some kind of broad answer. What's the first microscopic fucking thing you would do right now? Would you order drinks? Would you order a giant box of cigars? Would you order a mink coat online?
Like right now.
Right now, what would you do?
After you sob for a while and you almost shit yourself and after all
Hyperventilate.
that.
Never have that weight off your shoulders of never having to work again. Your family, your friends never having to work again. All your wildest dreams will come true.
See, if we're talking like minute detail, it's a Friday night. I have to go to a work sales meeting tomorrow. So one of the first things I would do is I would probably call someone and say, hey, not coming in because I'm never coming in again.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like, obviously you're a nice guy. And you probably...
And I would feel bad doing that.
But this is the thing, you have... Yeah, okay. So I was going to say, you have no beef with these people, but
No.
would you be so, like, overwhelmed? You'd be like, fuck you, dickhead! No.
I don't think so. I would always feel bad because the thing that scares me about something like that, you suddenly got $60 billion, you feel, and this would be everyone, this happens to people that become famous overnight. Well, overnight. They have one movie and they make it. They have this enormous guilt of, I don't deserve this. So absolutely, they have this guilt of, why is this me? Like, I'm just a normal dude. Why am I so much better than anyone else? Or why do I deserve all this money and
I
fame?
must be built different because I would feel nothing. Maybe I'm a sociopath or a psycho because I'd be like, fuck you. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Would you care?
I
Would you feel guilt?
mean, you say that, but at the same time, you'd be like, why do I have 60 billion right now and these poor fuckers still have to go to work tomorrow?
No, dude. I have been crawling around in the dirt for the last 30 years. Well, I wouldn't say 30 years, but I mean, since the day I was born, I've had a blue-collar family. Like, we grew up in Logan, you and I. Like,
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've been scrobbling and scrounging and crawling and picking scabs and drinking the
I mean,
blood.
we're not talking like dirt.
We're talking metaphorically.
We're talking like middle class.
Yeah. We ain't shit. We're not Woodridge or anything like that. But like, dude, I've lived enough to know that like human beings are out for each other. You know, like they're not each other, themselves. Like, obviously, I believe in humans working together and uniting and stuff, and I have no doubt that human beings are a noble species when they get over themselves. But dude, there's no fucking way I would feel a single iota of guilt.
I've literally had like dreams about this. I think it was 125 million, the most vivid dream, where I won that, like a lotto win, and it was fucking crazy. Like, I was like, oh my fucking god.
And in your dream, were you thinking about what's the first thing you want? Even something simple like, oh, the first thing I want is like an ice block or a beer. Like, what was the first thing you thought of? Like, right now, 160 billion, the first thing I think about is like a limousine. We get a limousine, we get like some cocaine, we get some weed. Like, I'm talking like a football sized bag of weed. And like, we're like, all right, let's find the biggest hotel room, the most exotic hotel room in Sydney. Let's go there right now and just do coke and fucking play loud. Dude, bring your gear, play your music loud.
Play
like,
it. Just do it.
I would literally go into a club right now, some kind of like uni, like Friday night uni club or anywhere. I'd go to fucking the most popular club in Sydney. I'd go in there and be like, I go up to the DJ and be like, here's $20,000, fuck off. And then just be like, Phil, get your fucking ass on this deck, bro.
And then everyone leaves and it's just a private club.
Yeah, why not? Like, I'm tired right now.
And the owner's like, oh, you guys can't do this. You know, like, here's 50 grand. He's like, okay, that's my night. Yeah, you guys use the sound system. Can you just switch off the power when you're done?
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys.
Dude, 50 grand would be like $50, really.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You'd wipe your ass.
This is something I do quite regularly, which is sickening. So you're talking $60 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how much that is.
Oh my god, that's a lot of... How many zeros is that?
That
12?
is 10 zeros.
10 zeros.
So we're talking... So this is what I do. And this all stems from... So, I mean, Bezos is worth more than this, but...
60, he's worth more...
Yeah.
What's it, like 120 bill or something?
Yeah, so Elon cracked 300 billion, but...
Oh, wow, okay.
So when Bezos hit, I think, 180 billion or something, the thing that got me was... So, let me paint this picture. It's the year where humanity started counting our years. So Jesus, the year of Jesus. And someone comes up to you and then he goes, hey, you are a lucky man. You are going to get $183,000 today and tomorrow and the day after. Every single day.
From Jesus's era.
From Jesus's birth.
Today.
To today, every single day for 2,000 years, and you still would not have Jeff Bezos' net worth.
183,000
a day.
My God, you could do anything.
So,
dude, if you were Jeff Bezos, you could
83,000.
You could build a giant robot and just trash New York, and no one would bat an eyelash because you could pay off. Yeah.
$183,000 times
2,000,
365 days a year.
Oh right.
$66 million. Times 2,000 is 133 billion. He was worth 180.
Oh my God. Fuck.
For 2,000 years.
Yeah.
You're never going to live for 2,000 years. So let's do our 60 billion analogy. 60 billion, we're 30. We're going to live to 100 because that's our optimistic future. So we're going to live another 70 years. 60 billion divided by 7. This is providing you're getting no interest on your money on anything, and
it's just flat rate.
You want to spend everything before you die. So divided by 70 years, you've basically got to spend $857 million a year. So then if you want to divide that by 365 days, you have to spend $2.3 million a day to use up your money. A day.
Man.
You'd run out of mansions to buy.
Dude, if I legit, like I'm sure there's some kind of like deep Illuminati kind of corrupt, don't do this, we need this to happen so this happens or this happens, you know? But legit, oh my God.
It's about $100,000 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I would literally go to Africa and I would build hospitals, I would build infrastructure, be like, you're saved. I go to Brazil, destroy all the favelas, build mansions for everyone. You're fucking saved. I go to North Korea, fucking give them all the money they... Oh, no, I wouldn't give them money. Russia, I'd rebuild Russia.
This is the problem. We look at it like this, and a single person could never spend that. As soon as you start doing that, shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Your money will go like that.
Right. But
as soon as you start trying to build infrastructure and hospitals...
180 million a year, right?
What did we say? 2.3 million a day. Yeah, it was like 800 million a year.
One country a year then. And then what would that take you? How many countries on the planet? Like 54 fucking 38 countries or something like that?
So, I don't know how much money it takes to run a country, but apparently the world is in trillions of dollars of debt.
By itself.
To the future.
Yeah.
To its future self.
Yeah.
It's just taking out loans against time, basically.
Imagine being the guy who fucking helped pull a chunk out of that, though. You know, like Jeff Bezos. Like,
yeah,
dude, you literally. You know what I'd become if I was as rich as Jeff Bezos? I would become the emperor of mankind. I would literally take care of all humanity. You can keep your president, you can keep your prime ministers, you can keep your kings and queens, as long as people referred to me as the emperor. I would buy my own island. I would fucking buy Tasmania and create a giant fortress, and I would become the emperor of mankind.
But now you sound like Hitler.
But dude, this is the thing.
You would be creating the Third Reich.
The 1000-year Reich. Dude, I would not enforce any rule unto anyone. I would let people do whatever I would let people live the way they want. Obviously, I would help people in life, but all I would do is just have people refer to me as the emperor. That's it. If that's fascism, then so fucking be it. 4.55
I typed in how much is Germany worth, as in the country.
Wow.
4.5 trillion. So 1 trillion is 1,000 billion. And we're talking about 60 billion.
Yeah.
So you're still fucked if you're trying to rebuild countries and shit. It's far too expensive.
What's Australia's worth? What is it, 1.2 or something maybe?
We're probably going to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
At how little. Australia GDP will be around, 2.1 trillion.
I gotta see America now. And then China. China!
Yeah, if we even know accurately.
Mm.
Because Elon's been the richest man in the world for the past few years.
Elon, really?
Yeah, but he's like, Putin would be far richer than me.
Wow.
It's just not reported.
Yeah.
He's just not in the ranks of Forbes.
Yeah. Wait, whoa. Elon Musk is richer than Jeff Bezos.
Far richer.
I thought Jeff was the richest.
He almost put a 200% on him. He almost doubled his net worth.
Oh my god! I always thought, because you were mentioning Elon, I was like,
it was Bill Gates for a while, and then it was the IKEA guy, and then Bezos just went miles ahead, and then Elon was like, "Hey, what's up? Bye."
Yeah. Is it Tesla, SpaceX? What is it?
All of it combined. He went up. Tesla had a spike in share price, and he went up another 17 billion just the other day.
Jesus Christ!
Fucked. How much is America worth? Oh,
13 trillion?
No, you're gonna vomit.
55.
No.
78. Up, keep going up.
So the financial position of the United States includes assets of at least 269 trillion.
Jesus Christ. Cristo. Alright, here's China. I'd say China's at least 350, 320, right?
Oh, hang on. Okay. Now we're talking net worth. See, these are all different sources. So now it's saying China's net worth reached 120 trillion in 2020 to overtake the US's 89 trillion. So I don't know what's...
I'd believe that though. I mean, they got some decent assets.
I don't know what's true.
They're fucking producing everything.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% believe China's worth more than the US.
Yeah. Fuck me.
So
There you go.
the scale, 60 billion is still, to one human, it's impossible spending.
Mm-hmm.
But just like what you said with, what was your analogy? Getting bored?
Mm-hmm. Like video games.
GTA,
games,
exactly. Cheat codes.
Yeah.
The getting bored is exactly why celebrities become depressed.
Exactly.
Because nothing they do actually has any meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, oh, I can do this, but what is the meaning of it? I already have all the money that I could possibly need and spend, and I can buy anything I fucking want. Yeah. Why would I be motivated to do anything? Yeah. How's that gonna benefit me?
And it's difficult too, because you can be like, oh, you know, I'm a, let's say we have the $1 billion, right? And then we go and make a film. We're an actor and we've got $60 billion. You could make the film, but at the same time, you'd probably say to them, oh, you don't have to pay me. I just want to do the film because I like it. But then any kind of transgression or issue
anything that's
on
slightly
set,
difficult.
Yeah, you'd be like, I don't have to be here for this.
Yeah, I don't need this shit.
Yeah, I could literally wipe my ass with your fucking face. I could shit on your face. I could wipe my ass with your hair, and you fucking smile because I pay you fucking $50 million. You know, like.
Yeah, it would be disgusting. Like, you wouldn't get any joy out of anything because you would be too elitist.
What would you try to do? Maybe like a slow trickle of the money, like obviously not too slow, like maybe 50 million like a year, like so slowly release it.
There's another common thing, and I think we've got to wrap it up in a minute, but there's another common thing where people say, I've heard this a few times now, like if you see Lamborghinis and stuff, and people have Lamborghinis and Porsches and they're driving around, they're not actually the ones with disgusting amounts of money. The guys that have real money, they don't show it because they don't want people looking at them. They want people leaving them alone. The guys that have serious money, the ones that could go up to any Lambo flaunting guy and go, I could buy you, your house, your entire family, and your entire savings and your entire crypto portfolio with the spare change in my spending account.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys, they don't flash that shit around because they're so fucking rich, and you still got to try and have human connections and respect from other people without them going, oh, you're just so fucking rich that no, I can't even talk to you.
Yeah.
They don't show it. They
like
just
you
have...
see Bill Gates, he just wears regular clothes. Fucking Zuckerberg wears regular clothes.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even the prime example because they're so elite as they're all over the news, but it's the ones that you don't hear about. They've probably just got a really nice house and just what they like. They just get what they like. They have a mansion, and they probably have a fucking cellar underground with all their wine collection or whatever.
And
they
bodies,
have one nice car that they might drive on occasions, but otherwise they'll drive a normal new car.
Yeah.
And they're not like, oh, look at me, I've got all this money, because they're just like, I've got so much money, it's a bit disgusting, so just don't look at me.
Yeah, just give me
Yeah.
yeah. I don't need your pressure. Dude, at work, so here's a funny story. When I first started the job I have now, on the brief, the recruiting agent lady said, listen, here's the job description, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so obviously it's an office, so what's the dress code? She's like, oh, business casual. And I was like, so what is that? Is that like smart casual? And she's like, yeah, smart casual, yeah. I was like, okay. So the first day I rocked up, I had like nice dress pants. I was wearing like these shoes and socks, but I had like a nice polo on, and then a beanie because it was just like I was a bit self-conscious about my hair. And then nobody batted an eye, and I was like, okay, cool. But I looked around, everyone had like dress button-up long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I should probably dress like that. So the next day, then on, I've always kind of looked like this.
Yeah.
Like dressed appropriate. And then today, this morning, I rocked up, and because it was freezing this morning in Sydney, my boss is like, oh, Joel, just take your hat off. And I was just like, okay. He's never asked me to do it before. I wore it every now and then. I was wearing a black beanie. And so I was like, okay. And then I was talking to the gentleman, one of my work colleagues, Kevin. And I was just chatting to him randomly, and he's like, yeah, man, like you rocked up to work and like people were looking at you. Because he was mentioning at the job I work at now, people are very chatty. Like,
Yeah.
Like if you because we had a bit of a function this afternoon, and he
Office
said,
jobs, man.
yeah, and he said if you have one kind of misdiscretion, like if you get too drunk at an office party or you do this or that, you will always be remembered as that. And so he's like, people will probably remember you as the beanie guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, like you're wearing a polo on your first day and shit. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with the polo? People wear polos all the time.
She said smart casual. She said business casual.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, people wear polos on a Friday when it's like, you know,
free dress day.
Yeah. And I was like, I kind of freaked out. I was like, you fucking kidding me? I'm the fucking beanie guy? And he's
Nobody
like,
told me.
Yeah, he's like, maybe people see you as that. And I was like, fuck, man, why didn't you say anything? And he's like, look, I'm not your boss, but if I was your boss that day, I would have said something. So I was like, shit. So I forget why I mentioned this, what I was talking about. Oh, that's right, yeah. But he mentioned to me that one of the CEOs of this company, who I've actually seen for the first time today, which was funny because Kevin mentioned him to me and I saw him. The guy's walking around in fucking pajamas, like just tracksuit pants and a hoodie. And I knew as soon as I saw him, he must be either he
must be high up.
He must be high up. He must be some kind of crazy super brain kid who's made his way up and he's like 21, or he's the boss's son and the cunt's fucking doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then bing bang boom, he's one of the fucking CEOs because he's a super analyst brain, you know? So
bullshit.
So here I am, again, like I mentioned, crawling around in the dirt like some fucking grub. And these rich people walking around doing what they want. So you know what? If I get $60 billion tomorrow, no guilt, baby! No guilt! I'm buying what I want, you know?
Oh yeah. And don't worry, guys. We're doing okay. Like we're scraping along.
We're surviving.
We live in Sydney.
Yeah. With your help, though, we could get better. So please like and subscribe and listen to us drink Savan later.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been the 1 Litre Podcast.
1 Litre Podcast, guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, that was shit. No, that was shit.
There we go.
Maybe one more. Nah, like it had the little...
The
cup.
cadence, the candor.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.